let's talk Europe first of all. You're pretty firm that this crisis is not over and that there is a whiff, if you like, if not complacency, at least of we can take our foot off and rest for a second or two.
Yes, Richard, I'm worried about it. The good news is we're going through a period of relative tranquility. The bad news is we're starting to hear politicians say things like, we've done what we need to do. They haven't. We've had some really good steps, particularly in Italy by Prime Minister Mario Monti, but basically this tranquility has been bought rather than earned. And until it's earned, we risk having recurrent crises.
Right, so the viewer watching tonight, I can hear the dear viewer saying, yes, but then what does Mohammed El-Erian want them to do? What specific measures still need to be taken in Europe?
3 sets of measures. First, we need a better policy mix in some of the key countries. Countries like Greece, like Portugal, have way too much austerity, still have solvency issues, and they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And that is a problem. Second, we need better firewalls, and these have to be financed within Europe and not depending on the IMF or others. And finally, to use President Sarkozy's term, we need to continue refounding Europe. We need to strengthen the core that holds it together. So far, they've done some on each of these, but not yet to what constitutes a critical mass.
Let's pause for 1 second because the Fed minutes are out and I just want to go through them. The committee seems to be cautiously optimistic. A few members indicated there could be more stimulus on the way. If the economy lost momentum, the tone was overall positive, and most agreed that economic activity was expanding, and the phrase moderate again, modest, moderate, the usual phrase. So is it your gut feeling that we are in the mood for a bit more QE, or are we, instead of QE, it's WAS, wait and see?
I think it's more of the wait and see with probably QE to result afterwards. I was struck by 3 things in these minutes. One is they are as confused about the outlook. You get on the one hand, on the other hand, and it is a complicated outlook. Second, because you don't have a common analysis, they don't have a strong policy signal. Some of people feel you need more stimulus. Others say, oh, no, be careful. We may need to go the other way. And thirdly, there's limited recognition of the collateral damage that's being created. Right. So I think these minutes are basically saying we're learning, we're going to adapt as we go along, but we don't see the future as clearly as we'd like to.
You have come out as the president so far of the Ngozi Iweala fan club today, basically saying that Ocampo should give up, Kim should stay at home, and the finance minister of Nigeria should become the next president of the World Bank. Is that a fair assessment of your view?
It's a little bit simplified. Let me say that there are 2 critical issues: who gets appointed and how they get appointed. And these are really important issues. For the first time, Richard, we have 3 qualified candidates. In the past, we always used to have 1 candidate, an American, and he or she, actually, we've never had she's, be automatically appointed. Finally, we actually have 3 candidates. All 3 are qualified, all 3 are inspired nominees, but they're not equal. And if you look at the World Bank's own criteria for what a president should look like, one does dominate. And that's the reality. Now, whether she ends up winning is an open question mark. Under the current system, your qualifications matter less than your nationality. And that is something that should have been overturned a very long time ago. It is a feudalistic system that doesn't fit today's world.